they have realized that they can buy Kenyans for cheap, because that trade agreement, that free trade agreement, it's been put on the side.
Try and break out these silos that we've been having in Africa. In East Africa, East African community, we've got the SADC in the southern region, we've got ECOWAS in West Africa. Say, hang on, guys. Why would you want to go around and increase the ability for you to generate revenue?
Kenyans for cheap, because that trade agreement, that free trade agreement, it's been put on the side. Now they're giving us something different that's called STIP. That's not even a permanent, because a trade agreement is permanent. So your trade agreement ni kama imekwa kando, you know, like a joker that I think Biden is putting on his chest to use at a later date, because there are so many things that he wants to get from Kenya, and he realized, if I pull this joker right now, you know, like things may not work out my way. So let me give them breadcrumbs kidogo hapa na pale, and then we'll pick this up.
Kuna joker na hiyo, kuna hizo tatu, pick 2, pick 3.
Yes, so
I hate it that Ali has been right so far about this.
And you see the problem, and for me, I'm just looking at how the US government operates. One thing, in as much as Genocide Joe, you know, like, has a lot of issues going on his plate.
Be blackballed. He's
a political giraffe. You know, like, in as much as we, you know, like, I'm at a point where, for me personally, I'm no longer supporting him, and Trump people don't ever think we will ever support Trump. That's never gonna happen. But he's a guy who looks very forward. As sleepy as he looks, on this Kenyan situation, because I've been monitoring it for a very, very long time, from the moment when they took that trade agreement and waka feature joker, and now they're only using pick 2s and pick 3s, and I personally thought that this trip that Ruto came, I'd already said I don't think the trade agreement will be sent, but I thought that maybe I might be wrong on this. You know, maybe this is where they're planning
to come. Or at least even some movement or something.
So maybe just to give a bit of context. So AGOA has been around for perhaps a decade
20
or
years.
so.
20-something years.
20 years. Been around for a long time.
Yeah, Clinton.
Sunsetting.
It was a Clintonian program.
Yeah, but the biggest problem that most organizations in Africa have not been able to unplug is understanding the regulation, particularly in a standards perspective, of products that need to get into the American market. And, you know, every so often things actually brought to standards are placed in. And, you know, we do not locally have the ability to understand how to get a clear understanding from the American counterpart so that we can actually align on that quality. So the people who potentially would benefit the most from the African Growth and Opportunities Act, AGOA, would be people who are domiciled in the US, because you quickly be able to go around and cross-reference and then be able to link up with Kenyan partners who will be able to do the manufacturing. The AFCFTA you're talking about, that's the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement.
Yeah.
It's actually a brainchild that is being pushed by the African Union. And what they're saying is that, so we've got lots of products ranging from horticultural products that, for instance, flowers coming in from Kenya into the UK, into Holland. We've got coffee, we've got tea. And because traditionally we've been able to understand what the quality mandates are, we already have a channel that works. But what AFCFTA, the Africa Free Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, is trying to do is to try and break out these silos that we've been having in Africa. In East Africa, East African community, we've got the SADC in the southern region, we've got ECOWAS in West Africa. Say, hang on, guys. Why would you want to go around and increase the ability for you to generate revenue? But if I'm moving items from Nairobi into Dar es Salaam, there are like 1,000,001 loops that I need to get into. Why would you want to go around and limit my ability to trade from Kenya to Ethiopia and be basically sharing a border because they're different ones? So I'm saying, hang on. To actually create one vibrant Africa. So they've gone back to what Muammar Gaddafi was envisioning more than 30, 40 years ago. We need to be able to actually agree if it's textiles. This is what will basically require, and it's going to be a standard across all the countries in
continent,
Africa.
yeah.
If it is curio, this is a basic minimum standard. Then if we can then open up those opportunities within our continent, we then have the ability to now influence foreign standards that are being given. Because if the US then go around and realize that, okay, all the countries, 50 plus countries in Africa have got similar standards. If we really want to get these African products, and these guys have it already going on and it's working, maybe let's go around and change our baseline for standards into what AFCFTA is working, because they're already doing it in Africa. But in there lies the issue, because I think there's a problem in Africa. The problem is that when you start feeling that your neighbor will benefit more than you, you'll try and stall the process. But if you look at it just as a tabletop exercise, if AFCFTA would have the ability to unlock a lot more trade in Africa, and in a sense also then get any other trading bloc partner, be they from Europe, from Asia, or from the Americas, to now say, hang on, these guys already have their standards, they're already thriving. We actually yearn for their products because they're niche products. Let's plug into it.
Wow, I mean, this is quite interesting conversation, and I think these are the opportunities that people in the diaspora need to be looking at, because we are also not very familiar with a lot of these opportunities that exist from the American government that we can take advantage of, because I think these are the opportunities that will give us good returns and not what everybody else is running to do. So I think these are the things that people need to be looking at.